Hi guys, if you're a Blu-ray and you're feeling some discomfort at the moment, it could be because of the intensity of the vibrational shifts, but the outcome's going to be all good. So if you're interested, keep watching. Okay, so if you haven't watched my previous video on Blu-rays, I'll just do a quick intro of them, but do watch the other video. I'll link it to this one so that you can see a few more of the signs and symptoms. But basically, Blu-rays are very sensitive beings who are here to help uphold a higher vibration and open the door for people to be more aware and awake. And they came in pre the indigos and the crystal children and the rainbow children, but because there was still quite a coarse vibration, then a lot of them kind of went undercover. They disappeared, they kept their beliefs and their thoughts and their feelings private, and now is a time where those things are coming out and they are being more true to themselves and being more upfront about that. The start of the hippie era, you know, peace, love, and let's not make war. That whole era was the start of it, really, where there was a bit of a rebellion and a push against the status quo, against the system, and how everybody was meant to live. And there was that bit of a rebellion. So the Blu-rays were a big part of that. So yeah, I was actually born during that era, two parents who were kind of part of that too. So it was an interesting time. Often Blu-rays know instinctively that there's something not right on this planet. It doesn't feel right. There's something just like an unease, an underlying unease, a discomfort a little bit, and quite often there's a sense of pulling away and needing time to just rebalance their own energy. Yeah, they need alone time. It's a key to just recharge, re-energize, rebalance and things like that, and to transmute the energies they've taken on from others. It's a bit like being an empath, you know, there's a sense of taking on other people's energies and not always knowing what to do with them. But as they become more conscious, as Blu-rays become more conscious, there's a sense of being able to do that more in an aware manner, so it's not an unconscious thing that's so overwhelming. They also cannot understand cruelty to animals or other people, or just generally the cruel, insensitive things that happen in this world. They're quite difficult for the Blu-rays to handle. Another thing they often do is stay in unhealthy relationships, jobs, or situations that actually aren't good for them, that don't nurture them, that don't make them feel good, because for some reason there's a lack of knowing of where the boundaries are, and that that person's problems aren't theirs, and that they can step away from that. So that is becoming more of an issue now, and more Blu-rays are actually going, hang on a minute, enough's enough. I'm not going to do that to myself anymore, and I'm going to do things that honor me and make me feel good. So yeah, they'll be starting relationships where they're appreciated, where they're treasured, where they're valued for who they are in the next year. So it's quite a big shift. They're often healers, teachers. They work with energies unconsciously. Quite often you'll see them in professions where they're doing those sort of things, even before they're aware of what their role is in the world. So yeah, healing, nurturing, caring for people and transmuting energies is very natural. So they've started coming out in large groups and large numbers since about 2008. It's like a coming out of saying, hang on, I'm over all of this. This is who I am. I'm tired of pretending to be somebody I'm not. Sick of trying to be average, and they're saying this is who I am, and I'm happy with who I am, and this is who I'm going to be. Quite often they have issues like chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, allergies and things like that, and that's quite simply because of the amount of energy they take on and feel. By taking on, I don't mean they grab it, but it's like goes into their system, and then they try to transmute it and clear it, and sometimes that's a bit much. So yeah, there's been quite a sense of burnout and overwhelm and things like that with a lot of the blue rays who've taken those sort of energies on board. So with these vibrational shifts that are happening at the moment, there are a few symptoms that people are feeling, and they are actually just vibrational shift symptoms that are clearing things for the future. So the first one's tiredness. A lot of people will feel more tired at times, need more sleep, just don't have the energy, and yet at other times they'll be full of really heightened energy, so it'll be a little bit up and down. So just try and cruise with that, and yeah, don't overanalyze it. Just allow yourself to rest when you need to. Two, they feel people are blue rays are feeling emotionally extra sensitive and vulnerable and things like that. So, and a little bit more emotional than normal. That's okay. That's just a matter of becoming comfortable with allowing yourselves to have feelings and to acknowledge them, and yeah, to stop hiding them. Acknowledge them, let them be. They're okay. Number 4 is flu symptoms. That comes up quite often during vibrational shifts. So yeah, people have flu symptoms and just don't feel quite right. That's another one that's more of a physical symptom, as well as number 5, which is digestive issues and needing to change their diet. Some things just won't work anymore. And yeah, there's a craving for a lighter, higher vibration diet of eating more live, fresh food and things like that. So if you listen to that and do that, that'll actually settle down quite well too. Number 6 is irritability. It's just because of the overwhelm. Sometimes there's just something else that comes along and it's just too much. So that's about setting boundaries and actually saying, no, not right now. That's actually too much for me. I'm not going to do that. Number 7 is just weird aches and pains that don't make any sense, that don't have any particular reason. That's also an energetic thing, and it also creates a bit of tension in the muscles and things like that. So yeah, doing something that relaxes you and also taking some magnesium can be really, really helpful with those things. Number 8 is a nice one, and that's just much more clearer, stronger, more vivid intuition, where it's just very powerful and you can't ignore it anymore. Whereas when you were younger, you might have just gone, oh yeah, that's just a thought. Now it's like, no, that's not a thought, that is real, and that's what I'm feeling, and deep down I just know this, and I don't know how, but it's there. So pay attention to that. That's happening for a reason. It's part of the awakening, so have faith and trust in that. So here's some things you can do. One is drink water. Water is important. It flushes out any sort of toxins or things that are created through all of these processes. Number 2 is go barefoot, or find some other way of grounding, even visualizing having roots going into the ground or something like that. If it's too cold to walk around outside barefoot, that will work too. So that's important. Number 3 is rest. Let yourself rest. Don't push yourself too hard. And number 4 is the key to all of it, which is be gentle with yourself. Be nurturing, be kind, be loving. Allow yourself this time to awaken to the next level of authenticity. So yeah, the blue ray beings are awakening fully at this time, as well as all the other rays. And they're going to start taking a much more empowered approach to their gifts, to what they have, their abilities. In the past, there's been an overwhelm and not being in control of there's a more conscious approach to that, and that means that they're more in charge. The blue rays have been more in charge of what they're taking on and not taking on, and what they're transmuting, so it won't feel so exhausting anymore. So this is what it's all about. This time is about awakening to their own power, to their own strength, to their own being, and allowing themselves to consciously do what they do anyway. So yeah, it is a really, really exciting thing to go through, and it will actually transmute that whole energy of feeling overwhelmed and overpowered by those sort of energies, and yeah, being more in charge. So the biggest thing is to take care of yourself through all of this. We're going through quite a lot of vibrational shifts on this planet, and they're affecting everybody. I'm just looking at it from the blue ray perspective. But it will affect other people too, of course. So it's an exciting time, and there will be extremes. But that is just all part of the whole story, the dance. It's a movie, you know. It will play itself out, and part of it is extreme. So yeah, but be gentle with yourself, allow yourself to rebalance, allow yourself to take time out and nurture yourself and take good care of yourself. And this will be actually a very, very awesome time of feeling much more empowered and stronger and more in charge of your own self and your own life. And that's not a power and control thing, that's just not feeling like the energies are kind of on top of you, that you're actually able to manage them. So yeah, lots of love. Let me know if you've got any questions or comments below. Want to know more about Blu-rays, I'll put the other video link up in the corner here. And yeah, see you in my next video.